ورحمة الله وبركاته. So I will start with a short citation from the Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون. نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ولكم فيها ما تشتهي أنفسكم ولكم فيها ما تدعون. نزلا من غفور رحيم. ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين. ولا تستوي الحسنة ولا السيئة ادفع بالتي هي أحسن فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم. وما يلقاها إلا الذين صبروا وما يلقاها إلا ذو حظ عظيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Lo, those who say our Lord is Allah and afterward are upright, the angels descend upon them saying, Fear not, nor grieve, but hear good tidings of the paradise which you are promised. We are your protecting friends in this life and in the hereafter. There you will have all that your souls desire, and there you will have all for which you pray. A gift of welcome from one forgiving, merciful. And who is better in speech than him who prays unto his Lord and does right, and says, Lo, I am of those who are Muslims, the ones who surrender unto him. And a good deed and an evil deed are not alike. Repel the evil deed with one which is better. Then lo, he between whom and thee there was enmity will become as though he was a close friend. But none is granted it save those who are steadfast, and none is granted save the owner of great happiness.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. protection and guide from the curse of Shaitan. Start with the name of Allah, most gracious and most merciful. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Kareem. And your prayers and peace be upon his noble messenger, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. And may those same prayers and peace be upon all of Prophet Muhammad's family and his companions. Ameen, ameen, ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to the Majlis Ash-Shura's Community Town Hall. My name is Yasir Uqda. Alhamdulillah, I'm going to first start with, as the Prophet ﷺ said, La yashkurullah and la yashkurun-nas. Whoever doesn't thank people, haven't thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, we definitely want to thank Ustad Ziyad for the recitation of the Quran. We want to thank, of course, the Philadelphia Masjid for allowing us to have this community town hall at this location. As some of you know, I'm an alumni here, so I remember being on the stage and running around and stuff like that, so I'm doing that. I want to say a few things about the paperwork you see. So the first one, Majlis Ash-Shura, Community Town Hall, just the basic agenda, basic rundown of it. We're going to try to stick to that. Another one you'll see is a survey. So we ask that with the survey, you fill it out. It's anonymous, don't put your name on it. We ask the man to do it, we'll tally it all up and kind of try to get the feedback, inshallah. We also email Nadir, who's the treasurer of the Majlis Ash-Shura. He's outside at the table, you come in, selling the books. Proceeds go to the Majlis Ash-Shura, Sex Education Islam, which I'll get into that later, inshallah. And then the sign-up sheet for the newsletter, the electronic newsletter, inshallah. What is the Majlis? Who is the Majlis? So just want to start with some basic stuff, just to be clear. Sometimes we use these Arabic terms, and we don't even know what they mean. So just want to give some basic, I'm not a faqih, anything like that, some basic information or some kind of grammar. Majlis is basically from the root word jalasa. Jalasa means to sit. And so you conjugate it, and you go to majlis, and it's like the place of sitting. So like for instance, you say sajda is like prostration. And you conjugate it, and it's masjid, and it's the place of prostration. You have kitab on his book, and you say maktab, and then conjugate it, and it can be like I said, maktab, and it'll be office or a library or something like that. So majlis, again, the place of sitting, some people just say a meeting, maybe like a conference. Sometimes you can also argue it's like a town hall, something like that. Then you have shura. And so shura basically just mean consultation. So you put the two words together with, of course, the definite article el, or the, Majlis Ash-Shura, it's like, more rough translation, the consultative body. So that's the normal translation I've seen. I'm not a translator like that, I'm just going off of what most people, how they translate. Majlis Ash-Shura. It's a simple concept, consultation. You know what's in the Quran, Surah Al-Quran, or share with him for the Amr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Prophet Muhammad, and share with them for the Amr, and consult them in all matters of public concern. That's a part of it now. And so it's a simple concept. We have some of the people who started the Majlis Ash-Shura in this era, this specific Majlis Ash-Shura. Because remember, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of Majlis Ash-Shuras throughout the world. But the Delaware Valley one, we have some of the people who actually started, the pioneers who actually started, and at least to get it to us here. It started roughly in 1990, and the idea was pretty simple. No one person, or two or three, can speak on behalf of the entire Delaware Valley, Philadelphia area, greater Philadelphia area, however you want to term it, on behalf of all the people without consulting the leadership. You just can't do it. So then you have the Majlis Ash-Shura was born. Again, we have some of the people who was here. Brother Akil Abu Sabur, He was the first Amir/president of the Majlis Ash-Shura for a short span of time. Then, of course, we had Imam Asim Abdul Rashid, rahimahullah, just passed away almost 2 years ago. I think the 29th of this month will be roughly 2 years ago. He had it for over 2 decades. And then you have to my left, Imam Fareed Nasul, who's been a current Amir/president of the Majlis Ash-Shura for the last 2 years since Imam Asim passed away. So we do want to pause and quickly just thank those brothers, including Imam Fareed, for even bringing it this far, from 1990-ish around the time up until 2024. We appreciate that. It is an institution. It may not be a physical building, but it is an institution that we have and that we got to keep pouring all of our energy into, inshallah. So some of the things, I have here our year review. So in 2023, there's been a lot of different things going on with the Majlis Ash-Shura. This is not in a specific order, so no committee has to get on me or anything like that. One, we did revamp our e-newsletter. Electronic newsletter, monthly e-newsletter. Again, when the deer is out in front, before you come in, you get us a sign-up sheet, put your email down and your name, and we'll enter you into the system, inshallah. Number two, again, not in any specific order, we had the Islamic, or should I say the Education Committee headed by Dr. Leo, had an Islamic School Fair Expo, and that was in late August, sometime in August, at the Philadelphia School District. That was one of the events that we had, and it was really beneficial in a lot of ways, and the committee heads, they can kind of talk about that a little further if the time allows. Another thing was, of course, we did Eid al-Adha in Fairmount Park, and Sheikh Khalid Yassin came and did the khutbah and the salat. We also have the book, Sex Education in Islam, upholding our values and principles. And the idea behind that was to give something to the Islamic schools, people headed to Jawala Scouts, whatever it is, some information to go by. And of course, you can always tailor it towards your children or your young people, what you see best, how you see best fit to transmit the information. All the proceeds go towards the Majlis Ash-Shura General Fund. They normally on sale for $12.95. They normally sell for $12.95 on Amazon. Anybody can go there right now and get it. We have it here. Remember, we said sell it for $10. And so it's Cash App and all that. Remember, they would have that at the table as well. And I would get Jerry to speak about what else is at the table, inshallah, in a second. So those are some of the things. I don't want to overlook the major thing to me, and that is consistently meeting. And it started with me. It's on 30-something years of consistently meeting, answering the bell. We got to give these brothers credit. So I'll just quickly introduce some of the brothers up here, or all the brothers up here. We have to my right, Imam Khalil Abdul Salam of Masjid Mujahideen. Everybody say 60th Street. Masjid Mujahideen. To my left, we have Imam Fareed Nasul, Masjid As-Sabiqun, the Forerunners. And he's, of course, the Amir/president of the Majlis Ash-Shura. Of course, we have Imam Situddin Muhammad, who is the Imam of Masjid Muhammad. And of course, we have Dr. Leo Schultz, representing the big Schultz family. And of course, Philadelphia Masjid. We have Imam Jerry Wilhout at Masjid Isha and Masjid Muhammad, Imam Jerry Wilford. And then of course we have Imam Yusuf Jalaluddin, I know him since I was a little baby boy, who's at Masjid Taha. And so, again, those are just some of the highlights, I would say, of the Majlis Ash-Shura. We also was one of the donors for the Halal Food Expo, just one of them. That happened in, I want to say August as well, or July of this year up in Phoenixville, the masjid up there. So that's just some things right there, and I'm going to turn over now to Imam Fareed to say a few words, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah. أشهد أن beings, we have to thank the Lord. So we're definitely thankful to you for coming forward and coming out and being support, and at the same time bringing yourself forward to have the effort of going to work as necessary in this time to do the benefit of the community at large. One of the things I like to read right here is verse 105 in the Quran, where it says, it's translated to me, and do not be like those who split into sects and differ after clear proofs had come to them, is they who will suffer a tremendous punishment. You know what I mean? So when the Majlis was established, we could see that we were many Muslims in the city and many Muslims in the Delaware Valley, but not necessarily on the same page. And so the leaders at that time came together and said that they didn't ever want that to happen, and we wanted to be on the same page. We came together in a way that would bring unity for us to work together. And because we find that so many of our masters, we're always trying to get ahead of one another. We want to outshine the other. So we always try to get ahead of one another rather than come and let's go along and get ahead together. And so the verse in the Quran where it said that, you know, you were on the brink of the fire, you were enemies, you were once enemies. At the time that this Majlis was established, we really did come from communities that used to be enemies of one another. And so there had to be a real effort made to bring us together in spite of our differences that we had and the taint that we had on our spirits towards one another from having to come from different directions, coming to this truth. And to watch that unfold and see brothers come together and the leaders at that time, the largest communities that actually brought their communities together to make them work together, that laid the foundation for this Majlis to be able to establish itself and rise up to be one that serves the people, is something that we behold and we protect, and we thank to Allah that He let us be the beneficiaries of it. So today, we really want to just offer to you what we've been doing, what we try to do, things we've been trying to do, things we're thinking about doing, things we want to do, and also, as Ash-Shura said, some of the things we did do in the process of going forward and making those steps to continue to go forward. And at the same time, we can see that there's a great need yet today for our continued effort towards unity. Because we've made great strides in trying to invite others to help us with the work. Because what we're doing, no matter whether they join us or don't join us, when somebody comes to be a cause or a concern for Muslims, we don't start chopping up like which masjid is part of us and which part is not. If it's for the Muslims, it's for the Muslims. So the things we're working on is for the whole community. And one of the things that happened that actually brought the Majlis together is because when the original Gulf War, and they wanted to go against Iraq, and someone got on TV, on our local TV station, and said that they represented all the Muslims, and that we agreed, the Muslims, all the Muslims here agreed it was okay to have surgical strikes against Iraq. And all the Muslims didn't agree with that. That was one of our positions. That it was okay for you to say you got surgical strikes and you don't really want to kill some innocent people. And you say you got a crook saying you want to get a criminal. And in the process, innocent people get killed, those innocent people are Muslim brothers and sisters. We didn't agree with that. And so, as a result of that, and the seriousness of that, that's what made us come together as brothers, because that was something that was very tense. And somebody speaking like that and saying, it's going on our behalf, and it really didn't. And it was said it's okay to kill some Muslims, and we as Muslims didn't agree with that. So, the Majlis came together and said that we're going to have to have a place for communication with one another, so that your opinion can be heard, and also you can get the opinion of others. So that when the decision is made about you speaking for all the Muslims, then it would actually represent us in full and totality. So nowadays, we're looking at, we have many Muslims, nowadays we have many more masters than we had before. And at the same time, we had the same kind of effort going on. Everyone trying to outdo the other one. Everyone trying to show up with the shine first. Everyone saying, look at ours, let's look like gold. Look at ours, ours look like diamonds. And so any way they can do anything to be able to say, look at us over here, and to say that makes them better in the way of their place of worship or better in the way of the organization what they're doing. We're trying to outdo each other in that way rather than come together and work together. So we have a lot of satellite messages. Everybody's doing their own thing. But then when it comes down to something that they do to the Muslims, if they attack the Muslims, we don't have anything in place collectively that will secure our concern. Which means that we be true to one another, that's an actual failure on our part. So we look to see, we always find out as reactionaries, we'll find out that something happened to a masjid, and then we react to it. We'll find out something happened to a Muslim, then we react to it. Then we'll say, well, we'll come from our community to help the community, but it's after the fact, not before the fact. So we're trying to get bring the spirit back where we can actually invite all the communities together and have the body of believers themselves put the leadership into question. So ask their leaders, like, why don't you involve those who communicate and trying to work on behalf of what they can do for all of us? And at the same time, we ourselves are subject to your question because we put ourselves in the spotlight and say, we're here to work on your behalf, so therefore you're able to question us all the time. And that's why the Majlis meeting is always open. The Majlis meeting happens the first Sunday of every month. It moves around to different Majlis every month, and they have a meeting. And the executive session is at 7, with the open part for the communities at 8:30 every time. And any question you have for us, any concern you have, any help or criticism or advisement that you have for us, we're available to receive it from you at those meetings. So they're always open. Inshallah, we will pray that this will just be the invigoration of us working together because we're going to make this, we said, I think it's going to be a 3-year, we said. We said we're going to be at least 3 town meetings a year. So town hall meetings we'll have and find and report from the Majlis and what's going on, what we're doing. At the same time, you'll see the efforts going on, other things going in between that we're doing. Inshallah, we will find that we'll continue to grow in the environment. We'll have more and more people involved in the work. We'll have more young people that come up with the same spirit of doing that. So inshallah, we don't want to wait until there's a tragedy in our masjids that make us say, let's come together. We want to say that we came together because we were worried about the tragedy we had in meeting Allah and having not been together or been divided, inshallah. So we thank you for your support, thank you for coming out, and inshallah, we look for your engagement with us, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
And just to say a few things about myself in reference to the Majlis Ash-Shura. Remember, Reed asked me 2 years ago to help with the meetings, the general meetings on every first Sunday of the month, of every month. He asked me to help facilitate that meeting. And so that's what I started to do. I also handle the website, PhillyMajlis.com. You always go there. You can also sign up for the newsletter, PhillyMajlis.com, PHILLYMAJLIS. And also help out with some other like logistical type things. So just wanted to say that. Also, to kind of land back off of what he said about the committees is where a lot of the action is. Committees are very important because they'll come back and bring stuff to the imams to either okay something or say we're not going to do it. But the committees, and that's what we can always use support on the committee level to help out, of course. And now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Leo Schultz.
So, I want to welcome everybody to the club and that shit. Thank you all for coming out and giving us your time. This is considered an act of worship as well. It's actually an obligation. Us that decided to come out like the city and everybody else who anything sinful or bad or regretful or honestly. So just feel proud of yourself when you love and all reward. So we also want to send some extra dua and all reward,
It's another reason why we do Majlis together, so that we won't all be separated, because everybody needs assistance. We join together to help each other and make it easier. So we want to ask Allah to reward them as well, and enhance them, increase them, you know. We remember the Surah Ash-Shura. Imam Shafi, these sisters I read, that he said that, Allah just gave us that surah and enough, for people to ponder over and get a reality of life. Well, I added that part in the translation. So, the reality is that in English, we have the Surah Ash-Shura, and it starts off by time. You ain't looking at your watch, or at that clock, or the sun, or nothing, but Ash-Shura. Also, anytime you think about time, is just time. So every moment, God's telling you that this next item that men are losers were lost. And if you can think of one Quran translator say lost, you look at another English translator say losers. So you say you can be losers, but people think about loss, right? When you lost, you need a guide back on direction. So in this, you can look at the people who decide to remain lost, could be losers, but the people who are aware to get lost can seek guidance or ask somebody that knows when they don't know, get back on the track. You have those that don't even know they lost. How about those being losers as well? So the Muslims have a big job, right? Before I get to Islam, the Muslims have a big job. The law sent those who have chosen the path of Islam before they even came to earth. They chose the path of Islam. And they said that they were going to come here as a Khalifa. They agreed. We agreed. We said we were going to come here. We were not going to uphold racism, not even for our own self. We were not going to see women down, that we were going to keep the earth clean. We were going to clean. We said a lot. You agree. Ain't just me or these guys, you all agree. And you agree to do it together. Not separated. I'll tell you in the Quran. He say, hold on to the rope of Allah together and not be divided. He's trying to give us the guidance of how you say, exert this energy as Khalifa, handle this responsibility, this mission. It's not a divided thing. And when we get to the rest of Illa Ladina Amanu, it says, except for those who have faith. A lot of translations there. Some people say it's faith in the law. Some say you can't have faith in the law if you don't have faith in your own self, that you can accomplish a task. And which they prove. They say you may do out to the law, oh Lord, make me able to do this, but you in your heart are afraid to do it, won't do it. So what kind of dua is that? Don't make sense. So you have faith. Those who have faith that they can have faith in themselves, have faith in the law. To do what? Amalu salihat. Good and righteous deeds. And a good and righteous deed is not for yourself in a way. Watch this. Because every thing that Allah created has been created to do something for everything else except for themselves. When did the stars ever need the light? When did the moon ever need the light? When did the sun ever need the warmth for the light? When did the birds ever need the seeds that they ate and scatter somewhere so you can have more trees and stuff? When did they ever need it? When did the bees ever need the pollen and the honey that we take from them? They eat so little of it, but create so much of abundance. But humans, we believe that we're here to do something for ourselves. So how Allah said in the Quran that His Sunnah will not change. His Sunnah don't change. And He created the whole universe to be like this, but we believe that we're here to do for self. The stars get their light from here, the moon gets its light from where? Come on. This is a symbiotic relationship, meaning that we all work together the goal or the mission. Period, God. And if we don't understand that, then you go for a law thinking you got the key. I'm almost done. I'm saying give me some comments to fill out the message. I'm almost done. I'm not even finished the answer yet. So when we get through to the end of the I'm going to say we get to those who have faith and they're doing the good and righteous deeds, and we're doing it together. Lord's telling us something. He mentions Allah, and he mentions As-Shura, he mentions the truth, and he mentions patience. So you engage in this, you're applying truth. You can't do Amal Salih if it's not true, if it's not hot, if you're not patient about it. You can't join together in brotherhood and sisterhood if you're not patient with one another. And I mentioned all this for a reason in closing, Brother Yes. He asked the doctor, the imam, a Philip Evangelist doctor, to get on the mic and not break this down. Now, I'm ending here. That all this is for a reason. Because that old way is done. You can't feel it, then sleep some more. It's done. It's a new day. And remember the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah, I heard your footsteps in Jannah before my eyes were in here. And I'm just coming in, what you be doing? Now we don't reflect on that. Now what kind of relationship did the Prophet ﷺ have with Bilal that he recognized his footsteps? This is the whole point, that he recognized his footsteps. What kind of relationship you have to have with your brother that you can recognize some of his characteristics without even seeing them, through using some of your senses? But every time somebody is delayed, don't fulfill their obligation, you say, brother, you ain't fulfill your obligation. Where was you? Where you been? Do you reach out to the brother and go by his home and see if he's dead? See if it's time for janaza? See if he's wrapping his wife right here because he ain't have enough money to pay cell phone bill. Couldn't call nobody, but he had to bury her because he woke up like that. Let's dig on some real reality that every single human being has a reality. And if you're not concerned with their reality and with their well-being, then you're not concerned with your own. So may Allah make it easy for us. And may Allah join our hearts back together in forgiveness, in peace, in love, in patience, in these things that surround Jannah that it takes to get in it. And if you talk about fear, hate, disruption, confusion, those things surround hellfire. So may Allah protect us from it. And may Allah keep us righteous and pious.
Can you do me a, sir, Joel, come here, brother. I want to make sure everybody has a pen too in their bag, please. I'm going this on the bottom right here. And can you make sure everybody has a pen too? Just take the bag. Appreciate it. My second rule is Joel, Mr. Alhamdulillah. And so, alhamdulillah. So now we're going to open it up for any kind of comments, questions. Again, we have some of the committee heads. All the committee heads aren't here. Sister Fatima wasn't able to, she may be late or may not be able to make it in class, teaching classes. We have Brother Rafiq, who has the Economic Development Committee. She's from the Sisters Committee. Excuse me, sorry for that. And then Brother Rafiq, we have the Economic Development Committee. So he may be definitely running a little late, inshallah, at another part meeting. And so, any questions, comments? And we have Jerry from the E Committee, we have Sister Dean from Civic Engagement Committee, Abraham Yusuf from the Dawah Committee. Again, I said it earlier with Dr. Leo from the Education Committee. Yes, we have Brother Dean, of course, from the Islamic Pastoral Care Committee, and the Moon Society as well. So any questions, comments, corrections? Somebody want to write it down? And we'll get somebody, maybe your sister, I ain't should get it. Somebody want to write it down? Yes, brother. Hold on real quick, I'm sorry.
First of all, brother, I really thank the brothers for the report that they did. Majlis Ash-Shura the necessity for to bring the Muslims together in a certain occasion. Personally, if there was no masjid around, I wouldn't have the. If there was no masjid for me to hang out with Muslims and do my prayers, I would have gone back to my country. However, my good brother, since Majlis Ash-Shura exists, I believe that Majlis Ash-Shura should do what Majlis Ash-Shura is supposed to do. The first thing that Majlis Ash-Shura is supposed to do is supposed to connect the rich people masjid with the poor people masjid. The rich people, whether they're foreigners or not foreigners, different Muslim, Majlis Ash-Shura, because it's one Majlis Ash-Shura, need to go to those possessions that does not participate in Majlis Ash-Shura. That's what we do. We need to represent the needs of the poor people masjid to the rich people masjid. This is my opinion. Not to mention, we need to help the masjid that has difficulty playing its role in its community or in its place. It takes lots of part for one brother or a small group of brothers to say we're going to build a masjid right here. There's a church over here, a big thing over here, and I'm going to build a masjid. It takes if your brothers made that step, we owe him our support. I don't want to reach the choir, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, brother. Reaching out.
You know what? So just want to be clear, so you were saying it was just a comment that the Majlis should make sure we reach out to the poor, relatively speaking, you think, you're saying, rich, poor, all the different sectors. Take the mic and get closer.
Poor man's
Right. There's so many masjid in Ghana. There's so many people that put out our Muslims, because we didn't reach out. This meeting is great, lots of people that have been here, but we are not represented, or not represented, we are not represented in what masjid. Not to mention Shura committee. Shura committee is if you don't have Shura committee in Philadelphia, those other masjid would have to establish the own Shura committee. But because we existed, we have to do that work. It's a Shura, the work that you bring them to is different than the work of Isna and Ekna and all those other. And also the outreach that I'm talking about is different than Imam Yusuf Dawah committee. We teach the new Islam, it's a new Muslim. But what I'm talking about, I wish that we could reach out to the rich people Muslim. We come back to the show.
What's your name?
My name is Kamal.
Say again?
My name is Jamal.
Jamal, okay. Now, alhamdulillah, brother Jamal. No, that's a good point. I actually was helping out with doing that. So it's a good suggestion, but it actually already started. And so the difficulty is we just keep moving till the wheels fall off. But just so everyone would know, many of them, and I can't say everyone, because it's like one open up like pretty often. in Philadelphia, but you talking about Chester, you're talking about South Jersey, a good portion of South Jersey, all the Delaware Valley. It is hard organizing people. So you have to keep trying, to your point, but sometimes people are looking for like a big shed to be there, or they're looking for money. That's just like, in my experience, talking to imams and common people in reference to the Majlis Ash-Shura, then there is a legitimate racial issue that we can't act like doesn't exist. And so it's not just black and Arab, or black and non-black Arab, or Indo-Pakistani and Bangladeshi. It's not like this, it's all. And so there's still even things, even say West Africans and African Americans, there's still some things that are really like plaguing us in this area, not just African Americans, plaguing all of us. So we got to keep trying, keep pushing, but that has been emotionless, and actually still is emotional. So I appreciate that. Dr. Lee?
We also need people on that committee. So if he's saying that, he could talk to some of you.
Is there a way, Dr. Lee mentioned, is there a way you can help out as well with that? Are you interested? If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah,
Jamal. That's something you're willing to, okay, all right. I mean, you're not, that's okay. You can have a good suggestion, nothing you have to do it. But he asked, so. Okay, alhamdulillah. Then we'll make sure we get your information, before we leave, inshallah. Then we kind of move from there. Brother Amin Abdul Aziz.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Brother Amin Abdul Aziz. And I represent the Wound Society Committee. And what happens is that the day of the center of the Hijab, as a matter of fact, we've been setting the Hijab for 35 years. Every day, every phase of the moon, it's 8 phases in a month. Every phase, every month for 35 years. What happens is that we depend on other people to say out and out, but we don't believe in ourselves a lot of times. We teach the way to say that the moon, to start our months. What happens is that the moon is here in North America. The moon is here in North America before it is anywhere else in the world. Those Saudi and say, well, Saudi is only 8 hours away. No, Saudi is time zones away. Okay? The moon goes from here, it goes west. It goes to California, it goes to Hawaii, Japan, Pacific. It doesn't go to Saudi yet, in Africa yet. We see this now every month for the last 37 years that I've been citing before anybody else. And any questions that you have about the site just all you have to see me or call me, or call my show, call my society, and you get all the information that's necessary. And I'm ready to talk about it. And I'm ready to get to class now.
Margaret.
If we're going to go to the brother.
No, it's a brother.
Yes, you can pass it to him. And while Brother Ziad is giving it to him, like, we don't want to overlook things like, I'll let the brother go. But,
Assalamu alaikum. Today was a beautiful lecture today, but the one thing I didn't hear, we have to come together, mutual consultation. Then use our common sense speech. Remember the Muslim to Muhammad, take the position of Abraham. He was pure faith. If we start coming together under that banner, we all follow the law. That is the law. So I believe, brothers, if we continue on that path, you should have the law. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. On behalf of the National Hospital Command, on the 25th, came up and wanted to pledge a master law, we do demonstrations every year. caring for one another, checking on one another. And I told those folks good evening. I said, he's down, he's sick, he's really bad. Make go out. At least call his main circle that I knew, you know what happened. And so when I checked back with him, maybe a week. Nah, he ain't called. Nah, he ain't reach out. So I'll stop out. But anyway, he's recovered, he's better, doing better. And someone else stepped up and helped with giving up the cook by things that we need to be done at the national, which is how we do that. But as we know, we managed to go around and give the cook bar Friday to the national. So inshallah, stay in contact with the imam to see how they're doing. So that work can continue to get done in some bill or whatever else. Inshallah, just to encourage you.
That's good advice. Shukran for that. Alhamdulillah. Imam Sutreen.
Yeah, so what I want to say is, really, this is really important. One of the things is we had a meeting last week, and probably some of the strongest, and I told them at the June Friday, and that was probably some of the biggest people that I sat with in this country. Very important. Some of the biggest men was there in this whole country, if not the world. As I sit here today, and I look out into this audience right here, this is the Majlis Ash-Shura, right? This ain't the Majlis Ash-Shura up here. This is the Majlis Ash-Shura that I'm looking out there, right? That, leadership lies with the resourceful people. And you all are here this afternoon. And one of the things that we agreed in the Majlis Ash-Shura meeting last week is that the meeting would be opened up, the second part of it, for sisters to be there. Right? We can't have a Majlis Ash-Shura. We're talking about mutual consultation. That's not just some females or some men or whatever. That's everybody. That's everybody in the community. And we can't do it without the sisters and without their participation. And I'm glad that they said that meeting will be opened up. Because when I look out here, this is the Majlis Ash-Shura meeting that I like to see. Not just us up here, 10 of us, 12 of us, or whatever. I like to see everybody out here. The group last week, the Tawheed committee. And the men that was in that meeting, the men that was in that group, right? Majlis Ash-Shura, Tawheed committee, the sisters over here, we got to recognize what's going on here. Because this guy right here, Brother Jamal, he mentioned, right? Now, one immigrant guy is in this room, right? And I said, what, they didn't invite him, or is this just a black meeting, or what? Right? The thing is, the point that I'm making, right, is that we have strength ourselves, and we have to begin to recognize that strength, right? Because the other brother came to our meeting last week. He said, I want you all to come down. We got to start talking to the politicians. We got to talk to the senators. We got to talk to the president and all that kind of stuff because what's going on in Gaza and everything. Like I said to him, I said, well, the problem is, right, is that you all only come to us when you need us. Right? The only time that they come to the African American community is when they need us to help them. Can you write a letter? Can you talk to the politicians? And so now they recognize that our voice is strong enough and that our people are strong enough because if they didn't think that, they wouldn't come to you for your help. So we got to start really utilizing our own position. We got to start utilizing our own strength. And we got to recognize who we are. Right? We got to recognize who we are and what we bring to this Muslim community. Everybody think the black people don't bring nothing to the Muslim community. Everybody look down on us. When God said, where's the poor masjid? The poor masjid is right here. We're probably the poorest masjid in the world. So the poor masjid is here. It's not that we didn't reach out to the rich masjids and all the other guys and the masjids with gold and all that. Not that we didn't reach out to them. But first we have to recognize our own strength. And we have to recognize what we're doing here. Right now I'm so glad to be back in this building. We're home today. I sit up there in the balcony in 1976. Right? We're home here today. And you should be glad and proud to be sitting right here in this masjid, in this building. And I see, really, they'll cut the mic off, and that's the Majlis Ash-Shura stuff. Right? So see man, Shamsuddin sitting out there, we're home today, man. We gotta stop playing these games. All of us gotta come back together. We gotta bring our community back together. We can't exclude the women. We We can't exclude the young people. We need all hands on deck, right? Because we're in trouble right now. We're in trouble. And other people recognize that. They come to us all the time when they need our help. We need our own help. And we need to start helping one another. We need to start coming together. So I'm glad when I look out here in the audience, I see man Shamsuddin, I see brother Farouk, I see the brothers that's been with us, brother Brian, all the brothers. Come on, man. We got to get this thing back together. We can't be playing these games all the time. And we need the sisters on deck. We don't need them hiding behind no curtain. All that kind of stuff. We need your voice. We need your input. We need your help. Right? So we need you all to be on deck. And the mayor agreed that we will open up the meetings and start having the sisters in that meeting. We need the sisters to be here. So that's all I wanted to say. When I sit here today, I see the whole Majlis Shura right here. This is the Majlis Shura. We can't do it without you all. We can play games all day long and think we're going to get this thing done. It's not going to happen. Well, Malik is out there. These guys been with us for 30 years, always from the beginning. Alright, so if I want to be a part of the Majlis Shura, this is what we want to do. I like what I see out here. This is the Majlis Shura. You all are the Majlis Shura. So let's just keep on working. The brothers got an excellent plan about how they want to police our community, how they want to safeguard our community. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. I'm in these brothers' emails at the end and everything else. So really, let's just get this work done. And we invite all of y'all to come to the meeting. That's why they got the second part. They got the executive committee at 7 o'clock. Then at 8:30, whatever, we open up to the general community. All of y'all should be there. This ain't no town meeting. When you come 3 times out of 365 days out of a year. There's 365 days in a year. We don't need y'all to come just 3 days. We need y'all to be on board. So let's get this thing done and turn this city around. We in trouble. God bless all of us.
I just want to clarify one thing. Sister John was always invited. It's always an opportunity. So we just want to bring a big emphasis on that. So.
And you know, do you have any questions for the sisters? Comments? Corrections? You know, one of the things is that I think we talk sometimes about politics. We talk about money. But as Muslims, in this body, the Majlis Shura, we don't want to forget the spiritual component. And we know when we read about Bani Israel, and this doesn't mean get rid of politics, no, all of it is important. But if we had to pick, we got to go towards what's pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you had to pick, and that's the main thing. And so, we know when we read in the Quran about Bani Israel, we have to think of ourselves. They were the Muslims back then. Bani Israel. So when you read Bani Israel in the Quran, you got to think, man, this is evil. Like they were the believers back then. And one of the things that always stands out to me is with Prophet Isa, how the Bani Israel, he was a part of, they wanted political power. Now, doesn't mean you should have it, but that's what they was fighting for. Isa alayhi salam, I'm here really for spiritual reform. Because once that happens, Allah, because all this is in the dominion, all this is in the milk of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If he want to give you something, he'll give it to you. This is easy. This is not that complicated. We just have to put ourselves in a position, and we'll keep trying to do it, to have the favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so when you talk about violence, what the Majlis can do about murder? What the Majlis can do about this now? Again, these are serious concerns. So I want to mention that spiritual component, sometimes we get away from that and it gets too materialistic, to be honest. So we got to treat our family well, we have to do all the basic things. So, inshallah, brother me, and then...
One of the things that I do with Master Jardine is that the sisters are not getting their due justice. Meaning, they don't have the right appeals in place, or they have a problem before marriage. They don't get this do what Masjid Deen does, we need to pull off your wide squad. Each mosque have a criteria, but we need to stretch it out, let the sisters know that they can go to the mosque and get justice in Shaw. Assalamu alaikum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على المرسلين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد السابق الوالي اللهم صل صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, ما ضل قوم بعد هدى كان عليه إلا أوتوا الجنة. He said, a people did not go astray after guidance was upon them until they brought about disputation. So, knowing this, even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us guidance, brotherhood and sisterhood is the main component of Islam. And following, like he said, the spiritual connection to Islam, this is the key. But you have to have teachers that are pushing that in general. So, once again, in the book of the characteristics of the scholars, the Prophet says, من ترك المراء وهو صادق بنى الله له بيتا في وسط الجنة. Who leaves the arguer while he is in the right, Allah will have built waiting for the house in the middle of paradise. So the prophetic medicine of the Prophet ﷺ for the ummah of us is to use this medicine in our communities. So ilm or ulum is the key, knowledge. Not what we think or what we think we should do, but the prophetic knowledge or the prophetic sunnah of the Quran. This is the way for us to travel the path, inshallah. And one last hadith, he said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, من سلك طريق يطلب فيه علما سهل الله له طريق الجنة. Who travels a path seeking it in knowledge, Allah will make it extremely easy for the path to paradise. So we look for what we need in the Sunnah and the Quran. These are the answers. And a lot of times in our community, we've shunned away from people from knowledge and knowledge. And we've done it by just what they call synopsis. Well, synopsis is going to happen. It's not going to work that way. So you have to go back to what the early Muslims did. They go to the Quran and the Sunnah for their answers. And not saying that we're not, but that's what, inshallah, we have to teach our children, inshallah, to go to. So I feel the one coming back.
I was thinking that it should be more meetings. Something like we used to do when I first started out in the masjids, early times, the taleems. And this is more like a setting to be like that. But it should be like a lot more meetings, I think, in order to be more informative to the people and reach more people. And I think that was very effective back in the day. You probably remember back in your mind, the Taleem was continuous and constant. A lot of people, I think, benefited from it. So inshallah, maybe we can put that into the information. So,
you know, I want to say right before Brother Amin leaves, I mean, he can do what you got to do. But I said this story before. My first contact with, I think it was my first contact that I remember with the Majlis Ash-Shura, I was 24, 23, something like that. My wife was giving birth to our first child at Temple Hospital. So we're in the room, and she says she needs something from the car. All right, so I go run to the car, get on the elevator. Try the elevator. There was a sister, and she said she had some kind of name tag on, so just some kind of idea. I didn't really pay that to saw. And she said, I said, Assalamu alaikum. She said, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you? I said, oh, no, good. She said, what are you here for? I said, my wife about to give birth to our first child. She said, what? What's your wife's name? So I told her her name. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this, but I gave her information. So she pulls out something, some kind of list. She's looking, she said, say her name again. I said it. She said, I don't see it on here. Can you take me to her? I said, well, who are you? Who are you? She said, well, my name is Sister Hanifa. She's working on behalf of Masjid Muhammad and the Majlis Ash-Shura under Brother Amin's direction. So they'll go out and visit the Islamic, he said Moon Sahib also again, the Islamic Pastoral Care Committee. So he was dispatched men to visit men, women to visit women. Every community has that problem. Not problem, that issue, that thing, that reality. I don't care who you are, rich, poor, it doesn't matter. Black, it doesn't matter. Somebody's in the hospital for different reasons. So she just came up, saw my wife and just asked everything was okay, they treated me well, all right, everything was good. I said, you got me on that. You got me on that. So that's when I started attending meetings under Brother Amin, and he'll send you out to different places. And I never forget, I told us before, he sent me to see one brother, I think it was a hospital. They try to send you in the area where you regularly live. And I get in there, the brother's asking me a simple question. You start thinking, oh, you asking for money, man, I ain't got no money, man. He said, can you pour the water for me to make water? I don't want to ask the non-Muslims to do that. Now you can say, well, he can do tayammum. That ain't the point. It's the point is that it's something that simple. Can you pour water for me? I don't know. And that was under, Brother Amin's direction under the Majlis Ash-Shura of the Delaware Valley. I just wanted to definitely say that.
Yeah, I just have to say, everything's being said today is all leading towards the direction of the things you got to continue to do for these success. One of the things I'm reflecting upon now is that in this same building that we're in right now, only thing was downstairs, sitting around a round table, square, everybody on the table all the way around the whole cafeteria. And the Majlis Ash-Shura of Delaware Valley was established. It began. And the two largest communities at that time were the Philadelphia Masjid and the Dar es Salaam community. So you had those who came from the leadership under Imam Mufti Muhammad that came from Islam without Muhammad. Then you had those who came straight from the Sunni, Orthodox Islam. They were the two largest communities. And Imam Ash-Shura, he was the Imam, and that day he was elected as the Deputy Amir. Akil Sabor was the elected Amir. The Master was elected the Deputy Amir. And Imam Ash-Shura and Imam Shamsuddin Ali, who was the Imam of this masjid, they actually came together as brothers. And based on what the brothers are saying, the kind of talim that we had, they worked real hard to bridge the hearts and love affair of brothers that had been at odds. And this was a great effort that was put forward. And I remember Imam Mufti Muhammad was coming to town, and each time he came to town, we brought him to we would all go to sing. But this time he was coming, he said, no, we're going to receive him as we all the Muslims. Not just the Muslims that's part of his community. We're receiving him as a Muslim in Philadelphia, that we stand as one of his brothers as Muslims in Philadelphia. He speaks us as a Muslim. And we had many talims. Master and Daddy and Philip Master, they worked real hard together. Coming to all those talims, that we understood the process by which we came and how it connected to where they came. And that's a mercy from Allah that grows like that, man, because there was one time inside the prison that those two communities met, and they were at the brink of bloodshed. I mean, real bloodshed. And by Allah's mercy, what did they do? They had mutual consultation. Mutual consultation brought them to a relationship that's still here today in this room today. And I'm glad, man, Brother Amin, because he did But the other one that was there because there was a real force that was a strength for Akil Sabor, a real strength was there for Imam Ash-Shura that was a worker and brought everything he had to the table to make it work. I just like to say he's in our presence today, and I don't want that to be remiss to him if they think that we're not thankful for the work we put in. And he's not living in Philadelphia anymore, but anyway, the work he put in has made where we can sit here today and continue to go forward. But Sheikh Chaplain, if you could just give us a few comments, please. We appreciate the work that you've done, the sacrifice you made to bring us forward and put this together to be able to help the community at large. And inshallah, we'd like to hear some comments from you that you're present for us. Oh, so you got the mic already? Let us go first. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Hi, I just want to make a comment about Aziz issue about the recycling and you may already just get our minds to think about trading the next. So like the recycling is really important and it's really good and especially sometimes something happens to any of us and goes if something were to happen, we have somebody who's ready to continue on. It's important to are we in our minds about training the next, basically?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, okay.
Yes.
So any other communities like that's really needed, are we just having folks being trained so if something were to happen, it's not chaotic, we just have somebody to move in.
How can they find out the classes that you have for that? Can you post it on the Majlis website?
Yes.
And then they can get it as an announcement that we send out like that?
Yeah.
So make sure we have this information.
Well, the first class, the gymnasium class, we're having on the 17th of February. But we can set up the next classes. We set it up, the next classes. And we're available to teach these classes. We need you all to request them. And this is what you're doing now. So come with that. We're ready to do the classes tomorrow if necessary. But we're ready with the knowledge and everything else that we need. But the gymnasium class, we'll have a certification gymnasium class at Masjid al-Mujahideen on the 17th Saturday of February. So, am I correct?
Absolutely. I just wanted to say that as far as the sisters being outdoor and involved, sometimes for sisters, and I've been in this community for years, as a matter of fact, Suchi gave me Shahada 29 years ago.
You said 29?
She said 29.
Muhammad. So, but sometimes in life people struggle and you fall off and you come back. And sometimes this movement is involved with it, especially for sisters. It seems like a lot of times the sisters are very hard and cliquish. So if you don't belong to or come from a known family or belong to, like, I guess a whole group, it's very hard for sisters. I'm just an aggressive person and I love the ball. So even when I struggle and fall off, I always come back. And alhamdulillah, I always had Sujadeen because I call him in the midnight hour for anything, for a question, concern, for a chit chat, whatever. But I'm just saying that it's not much here for sisters that's not in the one clique. I travel to different communities. I go in other cities, and it seems like a lot of times you get a lot of love, like in Baltimore. You know, looking for the king of things. So I'm just saying this, like today, I was like, oh, let me get up. I got a lot going on in my life. But I was like, you know what? I've been trying for like the last year to make sure I immerse myself more in my community. But I just know it can be a struggle when I talk to people that's new in this, when I talk to people that have been Muslim, took Shahada. I say I was Muslim at birth, but took Shahada years ago and might have fell off and came back. They're like, man, I don't do this, I don't do that. Because I'm Shabazz, Sandra Ali, and they was type walks called welcome. Sister Lou might didn't see me for a year, then I just pop up. And then she was smiling and welcoming me, and you know, that will track. Everybody, like you say, this is real life, people go through stuff. But if we can love one another, then we can teach our kids. That's why the kids is crazy out there. Every day my heart is sad when I hear about somebody get murdered. And then there's a Muslim killing a Muslim. Right now, my son, now I have an adult son, and I have grandchildren, and then I have a teenage son. Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed. I had my sons had never been in trouble with the law, in jail, and none of those things. And my 13-year-old, I stumbled upon the SAFE program. I don't know if you guys are aware of that program. It's held out in the Miles Day playground. And those brothers at that rec center are doing so much for our young Muslim brothers. But it just needs to be more things in the community and more welcoming for the sisters. And we shouldn't have to know somebody or come from a certain place to be welcome in this movement. It's supposed to be, you know, we're supposed to love each other for the love of the Lord, for the sake of the Lord. And that's all I have to say.
You know, right before Imam Shamsuddin say a few words, Imam Jerry, can you quickly just say exactly what the committee, the stuff that's out there? Right before Imam Shamsuddin,
Assalamu alaikum. It's good to see everybody out there. Alhamdulillah. What this tells me is that everybody that showed up today has true sincerity in their hearts to want to know what's going on with the community, has a concern for the community. Muhammad always said that religion is sincerity. So if we don't have sincerity, then we have no religion. Well, that being said, my name is Imam Jerry Wolford. I'm the chair for the E-Committee of the Majlis Ash-Shura. The goal of the E-Committee is to organize the festivals for the 2 Eves, right? To organize the festivities for the 2 Eves. In organizing the Eid, there's a lot of work that goes into it. I mean, you have to come up with a budget. You have to come up with activities, you have to plan the food, any events, make sure you have security. So there's a lot of little things to be done in organizing these Eids. Now, everybody likes to eat cake, but not everybody likes to help make cake. We need help on all these committees, and especially the E-Committee. We can always use hands. One of my sheikhs used to say all the time, he said, many hands make light work. So we need more hands on all these committees. Now, the E-Committee has a goal to organize at least 4 fundraisers a year. Besides soliciting donations for the Eid from individuals, from businesses, and different organizations, we want to do 4 fundraisers a year. Right now, we currently have a fundraiser in which we are selling Barakah journals. And you might see the journals out in the hallway and the table. These journals are produced by a company called the Productive Muslim. And it is to help incorporate all of your daily living to make you more productive and to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything that we do. Right? To help make your life more productive as a Muslim and just as an individual, period. So you might want to check it out when you go out home, inshallah. Some information out there. I'm sorry. So the journal is on sale for $29.99, so $30, right? You can go out and take a peek at the journals, and all proceeds go towards the joint Eid. And that's another thing. We've been working on this unity with the Muslims, trying to promote a joint Eid. And for some odd reason, it's been somewhat of a struggle to get everybody to participate. But inshallah, we'll get there. But we need your help. We need your help on all these committees. Now, if you heard anything today that interests you, or any committee that you think you might benefit, please contact the Majlis Ash-Shura. Our contact information is on the sheets that you have. Right? So with that being said, I want to invite you to join at least the Eid committee of the Majlis Ash-Shura. Okay, everyone can help. Listen, in this community as a Muslim, everybody's on different levels, right? Everybody's on different levels. It doesn't matter if you're like a giant with knowledge or you're a mushahada, it doesn't matter. We need your sincerity. That is what's going to help bond Muslims, your sincerity. So please step up. Please join one of these committees, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Can you hear me? Yes. Listen up. I'm very brief, inshallah. I want to make just a few comments. One comment I want to make in reference to Imam Fareed's reference to Imam Hassan and myself, my relationship. I first met Imam Hassan, it was 1971, at the Eastern State Prison, where they had placed the youth there that was specifically to them, or being important to them, not just being someone who's security guarding in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. That's what I met in Hassan. Prior to that, my involvement was in trying to entail the kind of youth violence in the city itself. I was involved in a program called Safe Streets. I met many people, young people at that time, and Imam Hassan was one of them I met. And there's many others that we knew about. And when I met Imam Hassan, he was a member of a street gang, and still in it. They were having difficulties there in that prison on the same tier of block, which is the hall that I was on. And I went down to talk to them one day to review. Imam Hassan was really primarily basically the people. We should call him Little Widow. And we had a conversation about the disunity and the kind of, hostility that existed among us, basically them, and we was always wolves in the story. And I saw in Imam Hassan then an earnest desire to see these things that were seen as just useless and not helpful in any way. He was trying to see if he could make a difference. Islam was not a question of discussion at that time, though I was in the Nation of Islam. Now, through that experience, as it went along through the years, I met many people. The one thing that I was very happy with my spirit about this is that I always tried to make every effort to make sure that I was never speaking or talking talk and act in any way that would constitute two different groups, two different communities. I never did it. I was in the Nation of Islam, but I knew that as a people, we could not allow ourselves to be divided on the basis of anything we assume or guess at. I knew that much. I was old. That's how I was old. And the youngsters, they understood that to the degree that, and as we went through that whole process, I met Imam Abdul Aziz, was right here today speaking, I met him, and many others. Jamil Abdullah, who's passed, was very close to me. We used to talk all every day. Never allow ourselves to go toward a thought that we're different. That we should be partners, kept focused on things that was most pressing in the spirit of us people. So I'll say this to you. Racism is a problem of race. Race is not a problem of racism. Racism is a problem of race. There's no such terminology. In fact, we went back a few years in the history of supported police people, you will find the term race was never relative to anything at all until we found the usage of it to create a great division on people. So, when we look at where we are now, we don't have to have, should not have, frustrations about conditions that we see that are challenging for us. Well, I gave a solution for the whole humanity, and this universality, which has to be our concern, the Quran. No word is going to be before his, and no word is going to be relative to anything of reality after he has spoken. We can look at it every one of the way that's going to be always true. So we have to find ourselves growing within those margins. Now, as a people, we have many problems simply because we have not been those who have a heart in the narratives that we were filtered into and governance the environment we've been the subject of the narratives that they need. Unknowing and uninvolved in it also. So if we come together, we know that we really are a group of people who have all the potential in the world of becoming something unique because we've been excluded. If we can understand we've been excluded and not be embarrassed and angry and emotionally shook up about things, just be analytical. Think about it, study it, process it in a way that has been mentioned here many times. We said mutual consultation, consult with each other. Get to know how each other think. Don't be in a position where you're trying to jump over each other. I want to say something that's going to support what someone said before. No, I want to join what was said before. And you work with that, And soon, the idea of unity is soon given us in the Quran. It'll go on our minds. And then all the things we talk about, how the sisters, how the children, and everything are, Allah will save us from all the agony and the disgusting we find in the world today related to that, because it's his plan. But that's what we have. I'm not going to talk much longer than that. Maybe one day we can go within the historical references of what we've experienced, what we've seen, what we've witnessed, maybe we help each other. But the point of this is we have to consider that the circumstances and conditions that we are in is unique by virtue of the fact that we are those who were brought to this country by our forefathers in chains, in the whole ships. Now, I know that's not much of a conversation, even though they get close to one who became dead, all that kind of stuff, they have clouds over all that. But whoever brought us here in ships is the ones that's generating the narrative now. And the point of this is for us to understand and find ourselves in this. If they brought me in chains in the whole ship, one thing my common sense tell me, I obviously did not want to come. And if I didn't want to come, I must have been satisfied with what was happening. If I don't know what was happening, the narrative has been formed to keep me sick and dead in my mind. So I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to let it go.
think about it, inshallah, we'll find some substance in the things that we see all day by everyone. I will very comfortable with it. Because for that, the city initiatives and that is being good. Inshallah,
Shukran. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran for that. Alhamdulillah. So now it's, we have to close out. We really do. Because one of the things, I'll introduce Brother Rafiq real quick, but one of the things I'll say real quick, as Muslims, we have to be very, very serious with the time stuff. When we ask people to come, we got to make sure, of course, we're going to be but I'm saying us, Majlis put us on. I get a little stickler about this. And so, because of course we're told to put on the other believe, fulfill your commitments. So sometimes they may have something else, I don't know, so I just want to stick to it. But Brother Rafiq, Diab Agreed is the head of the chairman of the Economic Development Committee. He has a lot of information on the Mission Development Plan for self-funding within our community. You can see it all on the Majlis website, phillyMajlis.com. Go to the Economic Development page. It's in the PDF file form. It's only, 2 pages of that? 1 page. It's 1 page, so it's not that much. It's a very serious, he has some credentials with all that building and developing and so forth. What else is it? All right, alhamdulillah.
So we engage, brother Yasir, the moderator, because in all our meetings, we give a right on point. Like we just said to you all that we invited to this meeting today, it'll be from 12 to 2. So we got 1 more minute before it's 2 o'clock. So we're going to make sure we have about 2. So we thank Allah for that kind of orchestration, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. So don't forget out there the books, Barakah books that the Eid Committee is selling. So, Imam Yusuf, inshallah, for just a minute, inshallah. So don't forget that, inshallah. So, Imam Yusuf.
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, brothers and sisters, really, for your participation and coming out here today. We in Majlis, we're always striving to bring people together and to look at each other as equals and be about this work. The job for us as Muslims is to keep struggling, keep striving to be together. Somebody mentioned earlier the verse in the Quran, what testimony may hold fast to the rope of Allah altogether. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encouraging us to always stay together, to keep showing up whenever you have elders, whenever you have youth. These are the kind of meetings that we're supposed to be at. Juma prayer every Friday, when the elders, when the ulama, when the scholars come to town. Alhamdulillah, we got brothers amongst us who've been in this struggle for a long time, who understand the need, who have expert knowledge and information that all of us can benefit from. And it's only when we make the initiative to come together, not to separate, not to stay back, but come forward. The Quran says, the one who strives is better than the one who sits at home. So whenever you hear a Majlis Ash-Shura, whenever you hear a Juma Friday, whenever you hear some elders or some scholars are in town and we're going to be at the masjid, always come and get yourself involved, because this is going to be help to yourself personally, your family, and the entire community. So I just want to thank everybody for showing up. Some of us have been around a while. As a young man, I used to be in this masjid, I watched him reaching out to different hands, trying to bring brothers together. I watched when they formed the Majlis Ash-Shura. This is work that we all involved in there. We all have to be able to see it. You gotta stick together. You gotta work for unity. You can't let jealousy, envy, those are small things to big people. Don't let that stuff divide you. Don't let that stuff hold you back. Come forward. Make the effort to be together. This is what that was all about. The Prophet Muhammad, he spoke to everyone and he reached out to everyone. So as a Dawah committee, that's what we do. We encourage equals. We are all equals. No big eyes, no little views. That's how it is. It's like, Assalamu alaikum.
So again, we appreciate everybody, as the young over here, everything Yusuf said. Really appreciate everybody. Of course, the message again for hosting. Brother Alvin for doing this work, recording this. Hopefully we'll have that posted whenever inshallah in the near future. All the security, Brother Malik, head of that, Brother Jabbar, Brother Yusuf, all the brothers involved, the sisters, my younger cousin Aisha, my son Joel, like everybody. Of course, the bands will come here, the comedians will come here. We definitely want to appreciate everybody. Last thing, inshallah, before we get Brother Ziad, who said Ziad to close us out, is just a little off script. I think we should give something, whatever you can, to Philadelphia National. We have the stuff with the Majlis Ash-Shura, the Cash App is on the forms, the papers and stuff. But whatever you can, $1, maybe Allah will bless it. So whatever you can, I don't know where to put it, or just put it back on the floor, or whatever, and then you come to somebody from that shit. So put it on the table next to me. Yeah, so we gotta just try to do something to show them. And so who says, yeah, keep those time Sean. Hell, the next meeting for the Majlis is at Masjid Muhammad, February 4th, I believe, 8:30, inshallah, of course, all over. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, the surveys, yes. She's collecting for the sisters, so he ain't collecting for the brothers. Again, you can drop the donation right on the table. Or the administrators from the masjid.